patient. I'm a doctor, not a bricklayer.
How's it guys, Travis from Lognik here. Well, it's time for the first of 7 builds. You might go, what? But if you watched the unboxing, you'll remember it is the Enterprise 7-in-1 kit. So we're going to start off with the NX01, even though I believe she was technically the last one in the TV series of all the Enterprises. The NX01 was released in September 2001, where the Enterprise E was released in November of 1996. Okay, no, it definitely is the newest one, but yet she is not the newest in the TV series, you know, type thing that came out. Well, she came out in the movie actually, but you know what I mean. So we're going to start off with the NX01, which came before the TOS Enterprise in the timeline. Just move some of the stuff which I've got over here, my decals for my build, which as I said I'm doing. As you can see, that's now the bottom of the ship, of the saucer section, and then the top. I'm still busy with that, that is just for the fun. I've now got to paint in the front there. As you can see, that is not accurate at all. It's, I believe that and the top is supposed to be the same, but just done mine flat. It's not 100% accurate at all, because I can't find decent photos to show me what that part's supposed to look like. So I'm just doing it my way. But as I'm making progress on this, I'll show you some more. What I did here was I just flattened this as much as I could, and then worked these pieces on, built it up, built that piece up, and then cut plastic and made it over, and then cut that up in multiple thick types, these with the same thickness, but then I put on an extra thin piece over here to make these cutouts, and that's why the top is slightly thicker. I know it most probably isn't accurate, but as I say, it's a fun build. It's not meant to be accurate, it's just supposed to represent the ship. So I don't care if it's not accurate, it's the way I want to build it. So that's my little project which I'm busy with. I've still got to do the warp nacelles, they haven't been painted yet. But anyway, let's get over to what matters. This is what I'm going to be building next. Now the nice thing is you can use the bottom of the box for reference. Over there, as you can see on the box, the Enterprise NX01. The box art and the ship are exactly the same size. So it gives you an idea of what the ship will look like when you finally finish building it. But that is video 1, which we are about to start with. That will be video 2, and so on. So guys, let's get down to putting this together, this model together. Be back now while I reposition the camera so you can see what I'm doing. Be back now. Okay guys, the first thing I've got to do is put the two halves of the warp nacelles together. Just turn it so you can see it better. I'm going to do this one over here first, the two warp nacelles. Then I'm going to screw those two pieces onto this section here. The warp nacelles I will not glue on yet, because I want to do all the detailing and stuff first before I apply it to that part. Then I will glue that part to one part of the saucer. Before I want to do over here is this front little piece here is blue. What's it is over there, just in front there, is normally blue. They don't show you to paint that little section over there blue, but that's what I'm going to do it, because that's how the ship actually looks. So the first thing we've got to do is we've got to put 7 and 6 together. Now, okay, 7 and 6 is that one, 8 and 9 is that one. Now, I don't think there is a difference between the two, but I'm going to cut this one off first, and this one, and do them first, and then I'm going to just check with my helping eyes to see if there is actually a difference. So that's now cut off. Now just got to cut the little ones off. So I'm just quickly want to get my helping eyes, because it looks like there's a shape there which I've got to try keep, and I don't want to mess that up. So let me be back now. Okay guys, it looks like there is a bit of shape, so I have to trim this just right. What I'm going to do is just cut this bulb off, get it as close as I can and as thin as I can. That's that one. That's that one. Now let's just okay. That's the two halves of the first warp nacelle done. So much will be in a snap together kit if you can't even locate the two pins together. Snap together kit, you would think it would go together. It's easier. Okay, fine, I've got that one in place. I've got that one in place. Okay. There we go, the first warp nacelle is done. But being a snap together kit, you're not supposed to use glue. But I don't believe that. I believe glue is always required on a model. Okay guys, that's the first warp nacelle done. And she wants to run away. Okay, I've now just got to put on the next warp nacelle. Okay, well that's the first warp nacelle. I'll get to the other one now. The next part is this little one here. Okay. Where's this thing standing? Not that far. Let's go to that side. Let's go that side and that one must go, I believe, that side. That's almost done. Okay guys, that's almost done. Let me zoom a little bit closer. Now on this one. think the warp nacelles will be exactly the same. They will now go on off. That's how, oops. That's how the warp nacelles will go on, like that. And they fit pretty nicely. But of course I want to put glue. I'll glue that on once I've done the actual decals. Okay guys, I'll be back in a second with the other warp nacelle done, and then we can get to the saucer section. Be back now. Okay guys, the next warp nacelle is put together. The next part will be the bottom of the saucer section. The only part I haven't done yet is this little piece. Oh, where am I? This little piece right over there. That is your deflector dish. That piece has to be put on when the two saucer sections go together. Let me zoom out a little bit. But as I said, I first want to paint this little section in front over there before I do anything else. Sorry guys, this is really a small model kit. Okay guys, that's it for now. I'll be back in a second. Okay guys, just one little tip. When using a very sharp knife, be very careful how you do your cut. I just spent the last maybe 5 minutes. Thank goodness I managed to find the piece the corner over there, that section there, right there, as I cut this piece off, I slice that piece off in a triangle shape right off. But I was lucky I managed to find it and glue it back. So I wasn't concentrating what I was doing, and I pushed the blade too hard, and when it's cut it off, it slipped, and I chopped that little corner off. But I was lucky enough I found it, so I managed to glue it back. So just be careful and don't pull a dumbass like I just did. But I was lucky I managed to fix it. Okay guys, well, enough of me being a moron, so to speak. You then glue this piece onto there. Okay, well, there we go guys, that's taking shape so far. On this particular one, because it's pretty thick, the light doesn't shine through, you don't have to worry about this writing here. But on the white kits where you'll be able to see through, you might want to remove that. This now goes into place over here, like that. So I'm not going to use that particular one, that dries too fast. I'm going to throw this upside down like that, put some glue, put the glue on like that, drop that into place there. And there we go. Even though the top's on, you can already recognize the shape of the NX01. Now the next piece is I have to take this small little part here, glue it into there, and then this whole assembly goes on top like that. But because I want to paint that first, if I had to clip it together now with that piece on, I would have to try paint behind it and not get to paint on the other part, and that's going to be pretty difficult. So that's why I'm not going to paint that right now. So that's it for the moment. I'll be back now. I just got to find the paints and get them all ready, and then I will be hand painting it, because frankly trying to mask off something that small to airbrush, unless you're going to paint like 10,000 of these things, it's not worth filling a hairbrush up to paint any of these models. Unless you're going to paint the whole model, then it might be a bit of a different story. But still, painting that little blue line there with an airbrush, I wouldn't. Anyway guys, I'll be back in a few minutes once I've got all my stuff sorted out. Be back now. Okay guys, what I didn't show on camera, because it was very small work, is I painted the top of the bridge copper. Just behind the bridge there's a little spot there, you can't see it very nicely, it's copper. These two little gadgets over here to go copper. Just behind that I painted it silver first, and then I put some clear blue over. Over there I painted that copper with a blue center, and that little section there, the camera will focus, that little section there I painted that a silver with a light blue over it. Now the next part, if this will focus, is this little piece here. This is the deflector dish. I've painted this now the copper. That has to go into that little groove there before I can glue the top of the ship together. So let me quickly zoom out and a little bit more. Yeah, okay, that should be fine. Move those two off. Before I continue, let's see, she'll focus. Painted, oh come on, I painted the front silver, then red. The side I painted silver and then blue the same, and then the little gadgets on each side there, that little back piece, I painted those copper. Okay, so the next part I must get is this little piece over here. Here we go, that's now off the tree. Okay, I've now got to take this part here. Just get some glue. Drop it in there, take that, and drop it in there. Okay, now we can take the two halves. The saucer, the only piece I haven't painted yet is that little bottom piece white. Okay, so I just want to throw some glue into these components. Those and squeeze them together. Okay, there we go, guys. That is now put all together. Okay, now the next part is just to apply glue around the edge. Okay guys, there we go. NX01 is now almost ready for decals. I've just got to, as I say, I still got to paint this little white piece here. The warpness cells are basically done. And they're ready for decals. If the model, this camera will focus. Oh, there we go, guys. Let's see, a little bit back. As you can see, the blue behind the deflector dish, just like it's supposed to be, and the blue of the impulse engines. Getting this as detailed as I can. As I say, all I've still got to do is that bottom one, that little bit of white, and then it's all done. Okay guys, when I come back it will be to start putting on all the decals. So I'll be back later. It won't be tonight, it's starting to get a little bit late and I still want some of this paint to dry. So when I come back it will be more than likely tomorrow evening, but until then, see you now. Okay guys, the last thing I've got to do before I can start doing the decals is this bottom part here must come white. So let me just get some paint. Having one of these helpful eyes, these things is useful when you're doing very small things. So if you don't have one, I suggest getting one. Just makes life a bit easier, and a decent paintbrush also helps. Unfortunately I don't have one, and there it does exactly what I don't want you to do. Quick enough you can just wipe it off and start over again. Fortunately I don't have a very nice paintbrush. I did buy a whole load and I put them somewhere, but unfortunately I have no idea where I put them. For some reason I can't find them. So let's try that again. And now the camera has to go out of focus, sorry about that. Oh, come on. Let's try this again. Damn this camera. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, there you can see that's now done. Now just got to let that dry. I don't know how nicely you'll be able to see the warpness cells. If I can get this into focus. I painted the warpness cell silver first and then the blue over that. I did the same with the red. The red came out a bit darker than what I would like to have. And then on the back there you can see the small little bit of copper. So that's the warp nacelles done. Now this little base is pretty simple. Just that little pot there, which goes into there, and then the ships goes on top. So very basic little stand, not much to it. Just still got to glue the bottom part into place. It is pretty tight, so you don't have to glue it if you don't want to. I haven't decided whether I'm going to glue it or not. And then of course you can always spray the stand a different color if you want to. Okay guys, I'll be back now with the beginning of the decals. Be back now. Okay guys, I'm going to put the first decal on around this section here. Let's quickly get it out of the water. Decals love to stay water, they don't want to come out. Nice and loose. Okay, that's in place. Got my decal bonder. Now I've just got to line it up the right way. Little one has got a hole in it, so it's a little bit tricky to move. Sorry guys, I really wish this camera would not pin me around so much. I've got to get that in the right position because it came off wrong. And I've got a cat at the door that's irritating me now too. This decal is really irritating. Okay, I've got that more or less in place. Be back now. guys, the camera doesn't want to focus now. It wants to mess me around. I don't know if you can see the decal over there. It's now in position. I've put some decal softener on. Now I've just got to let that set. It's a round one with a hole in the center. It's a bit of a difficult one to work with. Oh guys, that's the first decal. I'll be back now. Okay guys, the middle piece is done. Next, we've got to put on is the piece that goes over there. Get that in place. Okay. There we go, that's the next spot done. I don't know how nicely you can see that there. And it looks like my battery's about to die soon, so hopefully I've got quite a bit of battery still left. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now I've lost my tweezers. Oh, there we go. Okay, so the next part I've got to do is N25. Now what I've done is I've cut all my parts into individual pieces, so I don't have to still cut them. I just take them, drop them in and do them. 25, but that's of course up to the person who's building the ship, how he wants to do it. You can leave it all in one piece like this and then cut your parts out as you need it, or cut all the pieces up which you're going to use and put them aside, and then that's, you don't have to worry about cutting it into pieces. It's just put in water, take out and done. I forgot to count how long the thing's been in, but that should be long enough. Okay. Now I'm trying to keep this all nice and in shot and keep my fingers out of the way, so I apologize if I mess any of it up. And there we go. Everything's getting stuck in my fingers. Okay. Did that out. Now for some extra water. Sorry guys if I get the camera to go out of focus. I'm trying to keep it as focused as I can. Okay guys, one thing I must say is these decals are nice and strong. They decent thickness and they go on pretty nicely. So far I'm pretty happy with the decals. Only thing I can definitely say is this model is very small. Pictures for reference. I can make sure I've got everything in the right spot. Okay, just a little bit of toilet paper just to get rid of any excess water. Okay guys, don't know how nicely you can see that, but you can definitely see the difference between the two sides. That side all looks detailed and something on the other side just looks very plain. Oh well guys, my battery's about to die, so I'm going to stop videotaping here and I'll be back in a second. Be back now. Okay guys, I'm back. My camera is now on charge. And just get this one that's soaking. Okay, next one. Let's see. The next one must go over here. There. This up, get some water. Well, there we go, guys. That's the next part done. I can't remember who it was said to me on the comment that the decals look a bit thick and he would just paint it gold. Painting all the ships gold would be easier, but for me at least, painting them gold would be half the fun taken away. Doing all these decals, seeing how nice the ship looks like once it's done, at least for me, is half the fun. So yeah, these ships would look nice if they were all painted gold, as if they were standing on the table behind the officers' table where the Picard and everybody sits with the ships in the background. It would look nice if you did it like that, or nicely polished gold look, but to me at least, I prefer it this way. These decals might be small and finicky, but it's a lot of fun to do, and when it comes out looking nice, it just makes it even more enjoyable. Okay, so that's that one done. The next one is N27. N27. Okay. Put it in and count to approximately 30 should be enough. Okay, so that should be long enough. Now grab it out. Get all the unwanted lettering and stuff off. We can apply the decal. I just got to make sure I've got it the right way around. Okay. Okay, got the decal in place. Now to get it all locked down. And done. Okay, always use your instructions as a guide. It will help make things easier. Okay, one more part. I think we're done with this section. Well, not quite done. I've still got some parts which I've just got to find. And when I try on those, then we can get it basically done. After this part, there's two more parts that have to go on. And then I'll do the other half of the ship off camera. So you can just see the difference between the half that is done and the half that's still got to be done. Okay. Sometimes these decals can be a little bit confusing. Okay, and it doesn't want to come off. Okay, there's the decal over there. Okay guys, I'll try and get you a close-up shot. That's what she looks like so far. Now, I've just got to find, let's see, it's part 33. Let's see where's part 3. Okay, I found part 33. Put it in the water for approximately 30 seconds. Okay, that's now done. Let's go on to the warp pylon over there. Transfer that, throw the excess away. Get a little bit of water on my brush. And try and maneuver it into position. Sometimes these decals just don't want to cooperate. A little bit of extra water on. Okay. And there we go, guys, that's that done. In 28, I think it's the last one we've got to do. No, in 28. In 31. not where I was expecting it to be. Okay, last spot, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay. Let's let it go like that. Weird. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, that one's done, but it's not the one I needed. Oh, brother. Hate it when I do that. Oh. Oh, why isn't this cutting? Okay, now I've got the right one. Sorry about that, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, guys, you can now see this subtle change, which it gives you the sense that there are multiple colors to it. And the nice thing is I didn't have to paint very much, just a little white spot there and basically a couple of things on the top, but the ship itself is basically bare plastic, no paint at all. Put your decals on and it looks pretty awesome. Okay guys, I'm now going to do the other side. I'll be back now and show you what it looks like. Be back now. Okay guys, this is a quick update. Hopefully the camera stays focused. Well, there you can see the bottom is now done. Now that's what it looks like with all the decals on. That's what it looks like with no decals. It makes one major difference. Looks absolutely fantastic. Oh well guys, I'm now going to just apply some of this decal softener and then let it dry for a while so I can go into all the nooks and crannies. When I come back again, we will be doing the top and the warp nacelles. Be back now. Okay guys, next we're going to start with the side of the ship. There's two little decals that's got to go on the sides. I've decided to repaint the front of my Passat collectors a darker red. So, I hate to do these things wrong. Next we'll start with these sides and then the top. So, be back now. Okay guys, I'm a little bit upset. This decal moved. I didn't realize that. Now it's in the wrong place. So as you can see, that big gap compared to that one. I wish I'd noticed that early, but I didn't. So now the decal's permanently bonded. Now I can't move it. Isn't that just awesome? Anyway guys, I can't do anything about that, so let's get to the next part. Now the problem is they don't give you a side view of the ship, so I'm not sure how this decal is supposed to go on. That is a bit of a pain. So I just looked at the box art and it looks like it goes on this way. Put the windows to the top. Okay, now comes the tricky part of getting it into position. Okay guys, don't know how nicely you can see that, but the decal's finally in place. Now before I continue, I just want to get my decal softener, so I'll be back now. Okay, now to apply. I could use this hard brush, but I'm going to rather go for a soft brush and hope it doesn't move the decal. Doing exactly what I hope it wouldn't do. Move. These side ones are quite tricky. Okay, I've got my decal softener on. Now before I continue with the next side, I'm going to let it dry for about half an hour to an hour before I get back to the next side, because I don't want to accidentally touch that and move it. Be back now. Okay guys, now we can continue with the top of the ship. Both sides of the hull is done. So let's get the next part down. Go. I'm going to try to hold it so you can see nicely what I'm doing and look at the same time. Yeah, I decided to fold it now. It's giving me headaches. Okay, there we go guys. Now I just need some toilet paper to dab that one down. Remove all the excess water. Okay, that's that done. Some decal solution, put some on. Okay, there we go guys, that's that one for now. Let me just check what the next part is and get that one lined up, and then I'll be back in a few seconds. Be back now. Okay guys, the next piece I've got to put down is the very front of the Enterprise. There we go. Let's fold it down. Okay, got an idea where it's supposed to go. Now I can get some water down and move this. Okay guys, sorry if I was out of camera there. There's the front of the add-on. Now I've still got to do the two sides, but I'm I'm going to let that dry for a little bit. Be back now. Okay guys, the next part I'm going to put on is over here. I'm only going to do that half of the ship, then I'll do the other half off camera. Otherwise it's way too much decal for one video. I don't think you want to see me do that many decals. So I'm only going to do one half of the ship like I did with the bottom and with the sides. Yep, and this one does not want to move nicely. As soon as you think you're making progress, everything seems to go not quite right. Toilet paper. Or anything that can absorb some of the water, just to get rid of the excess. Okay, now for the next step, some decal softener. And the ones that are already finished, just give them some more. Give them a couple of coats, and that helps it set into the little grooves and nooks and crannies better. These big holes like that one over there, where the what looked actually like a shuttle bay type thing, I don't push it down, I just put some down on top of it and then let the decal softener do its own thing to settle it down. Put a little bit more on. Okay guys, that's that part for now. Just let that dry a bit, so when I touch it, it doesn't move. And I'll be back now. See you in a minute or two. Okay guys, next one is this one over here. If I can just keep the thing still. There we go. bit tricky because it's so thin. And I'm not talking too much. I'm trying to concentrate. Sorry if I'm out of focus. Okay, looks like I'm in focus here. Okay, there we go. That part is finally nicely in place. Now, to dab some of the decal softener on. This time I'll leave this one to dry a lot longer. I didn't leave it long enough. Looks fine. Okay, there we go, guys. That's the next part done. Be back now. Okay, guys, this is the next part. It's got to go over there. Just quickly remove that blob of water from it. Spread it over there. Small freaking model. thing I hate about having a cat is all the bloody hair. Looks like I got rid of the hair. Got some of the water, but it's too much. Sorry if I keep going out of frame, it's a bit hard to work and keep myself in frame all at the same time. I'll keep an eye on the camera's screen to see if I'm in focus. Okay, there's that one on. Now I must just put some of the decal softener on so I can start getting that, and then I can organize the next decal and apply that. Okay, just got to find the next decal. Be back now. Okay guys, just quickly trying to sort out exactly how this decal's got to go on, so I've got it the right way around. Okay, and this one's now got to go on in that area there. So grabbing the model, dropping that on. See better what I'm doing. Get up close with my magnifying glass on my head and okay, there we go. That one went on pretty good. Easy. The decal softener on it. Help it form easier to the shape of the hull. Next, I've got to find N13. Found it. Quickly dip it in some water. That's got to go on the inside of this nacelle. Okay, that should be long enough. Okay. That's that one done. Now the last one I'm going to put on camera is that one over there. I've just got to figure out which one it is. N14, and luck has it, it's the one, first one I see. Then off camera I'll go do the other side. There's one more which I didn't see. It still has to go in place. Supposed to go, it's stuck to my fingers. Okay, that final decal's in place. Now I see there is one more decal which I didn't realize, in 6, which I just got to try find. No, it's not. Going to be N6. N6 got to go on the outside. It's N9. And there we go. Found N6. This is now the last decal that's got to go inside there. I thought this was the last one which I just put on, but I was mistaken. And the other sides I'll all do. The warp nacelles are so small I'm not bothering showing those. They're just way too small to work with. Just trying to keep it on camera and work with it. So those are halfway done. Just got 4 more decals, 2 on each side to do, then the warp nacelles are done. Okay. Now to put on the final decal. Okay, I know which way it has to go now, so I can start moving the stuff out. And there we go. And decal, if you can see nicely, is in place there. And where did this hair come from? And now why do I have to keep finding your hairs on my model? Now. Okay, that looks almost right. I just want to give this a wiping. Check it out. Yeah, and that one went, thank goodness, pretty easy into place. Just give this a dab down. Let me zoom out a little bit, and there we go, guys. I hope you can see that pretty nicely. Unfortunately, on this little screen which I've got, it's pretty difficult to see exactly what you'll be able to see on a big screen. So that's what it looks like so far. This side, where my thumb is, that side is undone, and the other side is done. So that's where I am now. When I come back, I'll show you the warp nacelles, everything done and in place, and then that will be the end of the build. Well guys, be back in a few minutes. Well, actually for you it's not minutes, it's seconds, with when all the decals are on. Then we'll apply the warp nacelles and we'll almost be done. Until then, be back now. Okay guys, the decals are all done. I've got them as nicely as I can. What you must do once you finish putting all your decals on, just use your little magnifying glass, go over it and check where it hasn't gone, then just go in with your, okay, this is the glue of course, with your decal softener, and just put it in until you're happy with the way the decals line. I've managed to get it all in place now and done. I put the red and the green on each side, but they're so small you don't really see them. So I'm going to attempt to get this in nice and close. I don't know how nicely you can see that on the corners there. But as you can see, the decals came out pretty good. Now the final step is applying the water nacelles. They go in nice and snug, but they're loose, so they come off very easy. That's quite tight. Just make sure the water nacelle is nicely in place. A little bit of glue. Drop it in place, flip over, get the next side. There we go, it's now nicely in place. And there we go guys, that is now the water nacelles in place. I'm going to give it a little bit of time to dry. Then I just want to give it a clear coat. Once the clear coat is done, then I can glue it onto the base, because it does come off this little stand quite easy. It's a nice little stand, but if you want to remove it, you can put it on, but it isn't very tight. It does pop off quite easy if you pump it. There's just a little hole over there, and there we go, she's on the stand. I'm going to glue mine in place because I'm not going to bother ever taking it off, but that's it. So I'm going to quickly zoom out here and show you what my little project, which I didn't really do a video build on it, is just for fun. Some people might come and say, oh, it's not accurate, it's totally wrong, blah 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 blah. Well, they can go ahead and say whatever they want. This was just for the fun of it. It wasn't built to be accurate. And there we go guys, my Nebula class starship, which I used the Enterprise D, which was damaged. I took the Enterprise D model kit, which was broken, and it's the same scale as what comes with the 7-in-1 kit. I cut some parts off and did some little things on it. The engineering hull, the warp nacelles, the pylons, the source cells, all from the original kit. The neck, you got to cut that off against the base and then reshape whatever's left so it's nice and smooth. To put some plastic on, what I did was, once I took the two sides and folded them down so it takes the shape of the hull better, where the saucer section connects to the engineering hull, that piece, I cut a piece of plastic to match that, glued that in place, got it all nicely shaped and glued it in place, and then the neck piece inside there, which now connects between the two and this piece, I made that shape and glued all this and put on extra plastic and worked it until I got this shape and then made this one. And that, as I say, I didn't do a video. This was just for fun. I didn't think it would work, but it actually turned out better than I expected. So there we go, guys. I called this ship the USS Nebula. Her registration number is NCC 6017. When I printed my decals, I made the registration number myself, 6417 I think it was supposed to be, and I forgot to put the 4 in. So if you look up the ship, you'll notice there's an extra 4 between the 60 and the 17. But because I had already printed this, I decided, to hell with it. I'm going to make this my version of the ship, 6017 instead of 6417. So it's not perfectly accurate to any starship. The back section, this whole neck section here, is not 100% accurate. The decals are made from the Enterprise D decal set, which comes with a 7-in-1, but I've done this is my little version of the ship. It's not 100% accurate, and it was just for fun. So I've got my own little version of the Nebula class starship, and I think she turned out pretty nice. So there's a lot of different things you can do with old models that are damaged. You can turn them into a completely different type of starship. It's just your imagination that limits you to what you can do. And of course, the amount of plastic you got. But that's easily bought. So anyway, guys, that's my Nebula class starship. When I come back, it will be the final part of the NX-01 build. Be back now. Okay guys, I've decided I'm not going to spray this on. I'm just not in the mood to take my compressor out and put this on. This is micro flat, basically the same as a clear coat. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paint it on. I'm just going to do the top half on the camera, and then I'll do the bottom half. I've gone and glued the base on the stand to the model, so I can turn it over like that and work without having to worry about it falling off. The decals have come on pretty good. It gives this model nice shading and contrast. It's not just one color, so it makes the model look absolutely amazing. The only places I put paint were on the front of the warp nacelles, the little red and green lights at the back here, the anti-collision lights, on the two sides of the warp nacelles and at the back of the warp nacelles. This little crystal thingy-majig here, I'm not sure exactly what it's supposed to be. I think it's like a warp crystal type thing, I'm not sure. I put paint there, copper and blue. The little blue spots over here with copper, little copper spot there, the deflector dish copper and blue behind that, and then just white on the bottom with white at the back and white over there for the little lights. Then the green and white on the top and bottom of each side. So it's not a lot of painting that has to be done. There, as I said, the other places, those are the only two places I hadn't said yet, but other than that, it is basically done. So the next part is now just getting some of this onto the model. I don't want the model to be very shiny, because frankly I don't believe starships should be very shiny. They should be dull colored. That's just my opinion. And the NX-01, I believe, was a very dull color. She wasn't very bright and shiny. So anyway, that's that for now. I'm going to quickly mix this up a little bit more and then I will start painting it on. Be back now. Okay guys, now I'm going to start applying the liquid. This is the first time I'm using this particular one. Normally I just spray it on with my spray gun in other types of clear coat, but this model's so small, it's not, I don't think it's worth pulling out a spray gun just to do this little bit. This shouldn't take too long to do considering how small the model is. As I said, I'm just going to do the top half now. The bottom half I will do off camera, because as you can see this half is standing still on the table. When I get to the bottom half, I'm going to be grabbing it by the base and turning it upside down, and of course I won't be keeping the model very still, so it will be all over the place, and I don't want you to go, oh, can't you keep the model still, you're out of shot, you're in shot, you're out of shot, because it's a bit difficult to keep an eye on my lens, which is up in this corner going that way, and I have to look down here. Some people have their cameras above their heads and all sorts of stuff, and I don't know how they look, what they're doing, but unfortunately I don't have the luxury of a camera overhead. I don't have the luxury of a space to put a camera overhead. I've got very limited space in my bedroom. That's why my bed is my spray area, model working area. Sometimes I work quite a bit at my computer desk, but sometimes I go sit on the bed where it's a little bit more comfortable ish. I don't know how long this will take to dry. Spraying it on would go quicker and easier, but to throw such a little bit in to be able to do such a small spray job, I just decided nah, a paint brush works just as well. Okay guys, here we go, my clear coat on the top is done. Now it's just the bottom. When everything's done, I'll come back and show you the final result. Be back now. Well guys, that's it. The Starship Enterprise NX01 has now got its coat on the bottom, top, everywhere is now done. I'm happy with the way it turned out. Some people say, no, you can't paint something on it, will leave brush marks. Yeah, if you paint with paint that's not right, you could leave brush marks if it streaks, but if your paint is bright, then it won't leave brush marks. I've built the Titanic like that and a whole lot of other ships before I even had my first spray gun, and came out perfectly fine. So that is a little bit nonsense that you mustn't use a paintbrush because it'll leave streaks. Only if you do it wrong it will leave marks, otherwise the paint will even itself out and it'll be fine. So yeah, I'm happy with the way it turned out. As I look at it, I don't see any streaks or any marks, and everything looked fine with me. And here's one of these stupid little Christmas beetles. Something for me to catch now. Anyway guys, here comes this NX01 for its flyby. Off to fight the Dominion. Go help DS9. Anyway, I don't know how nicely you can see this, but as you can see the light on the hull, it's not glossy. It's still got shine, but it's not as shiny as what a glossy coat would be. So as you can see, the decals give it a lot of detail. It makes a plain grey model, or silverish type grey, takes it to a whole new level. Just gives it so much detail. As I said, there's virtually no paint on this. There's some paint here on each side, the warp grills over here, the chiller grills, the side collectors, the dish in front, some paint there, and a couple of other little places there's some paint, but not very much needed on this particular model. On the S S Enterpris, TOS standing for the original series, there is of course not many decals, so that one shouldn't take very long to build. It should be even quicker than this one, because this one had like 50,000 times more decals. Okay, I'm exaggerating a bit, but it's a lot more decals. That one is just basically registration number, some windows, a little bit here, a little bit there. So that one should go a lot faster. But yeah, no, I could have painted this gold. It would have looked beautiful in gold. Use that gold, metallic gold top where it shines, but I wanted to look like the original ship, as if they were all standing in a space museum, all the ships together, and you could go see them. So anyway guys, that's the NX01 from the 7-in-1 Enterprise kit, all done. So there we go, and off she goes to explore unexplored areas of space, to run into the Romulans and give them a bloody nose. So guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this build. It will be a little while before I start on the next one. Not sure when I will start with the next one, but like this one, it will be start to finish one video. The next one should be quicker, because unlike this one, there's a lot less decals, a lot less big decals, even though there might be similar amount. It's a lot smaller, a lot less but it will be fun to build. So guys, until the next time, happy modeling, live long and prosperous, and cheers. Enjoy.